Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Carlo Cardilli, head of product at Alpharank. Welcome to our conversations around best practices for growth through the online branch. Today, I'm thrilled to have Ali Zubaidi, who's a web developer, graphic designer, and digital guru extraordinaire at BrightStar Credit Union, Florida, joining us. Welcome, Ali.
Thank you so much, Carlo, for the great initiative. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited today to be at Alpharank webinar to talk about the search engine optimization. And I'm so excited and happy to share my knowledge. Thank you, Carlo.
Thank you, Ali. Now, for those of you who are new to the series, Alpharank is a guidance system for the online branch. Alpharank keeps your activities pointed towards the most booked dollars from online. You want to make the online branch a heat-seeking missile that is relentlessly focused on balance sheet production. So any marketing activity you run, whether it's a targeted email, a postcard with a QR code, or a Google ad, will tell you exactly how many dollars you booked from that action, and most importantly, how to get more dollars per action. Our system is trained on now 4 billion first-party data points from over 150 participating banks and credit unions. And for this model, we give you recommendations to curb abandonment, improve lead quality, and maximize dollar production. You can visit us at alpharank.ai to learn more. Now, for the folks in the audience today, we do want your participation. We do want your questions. We're going to have you in listen-only mode at first. Please submit your questions using the Zoom Q&A panel. When we get to the Q&A segment, which we expect to be quite lively, we will unmute your line so you can ask the question live, and we can have a real interaction, real back and forth. If you're shy, no worries, we'll read it out for you. And participants will get a follow-up email from Alpharank containing any links to the recording and other information for the discussion. So today we're going to be talking about the importance of search engine optimization. And many in the industry don't grasp the full importance of SEO for the health of their financial institution, the health of the website, or maybe simply lack the time to implement it effectively. It's a common misconception that having a website is enough to attract prospects, but that's not the case. And with more and more customers and prospects and members preferring to do their banking online, it's crucial to not only maintain a digital presence, but to ensure that prospects and new members can easily find what they need. In today's competitive landscape, one bad online experience can drive your prospects away for good. So to set the context, I wanted to share with the audience what a healthy online branch looks like. So this is a composite of the best performing, let's call it sort of, $1 billion type financial institution through our benchmark data. Josh, if you could bring that up, that'd be terrific. So what we see here is a really sort of well-balanced, well-performing financial institution. And they're basically getting dollars booked through the online branch through a wide range of sources. So organic is contributing about 30% of that dollars booked. The big bars are Google, and so you can see how Google SEO is a really important contributor to the health of this financial institution. Then about 25% coming from their paid efforts, mostly paid search with some other stuff. And then to round out the complete performance of the online branch, we have email and we have digital bank. So this is what a healthy billion-dollar financial institution looks like in the online branch, generating something in the neighborhood of, let's say, $7 million of dollars booked to core from the online branch. So you can see within a healthy ecosystem, it's really important to have organic be the tip of the spear, which is why I invited Ali to join us today. Ali at BrightStar is an expert in optimizing websites for either banks or credit unions, from landing page effectiveness to search performance metrics. So we're going to learn how to use these skills to elevate BrightStar to the top of Google search results. Basically, get Google to send you qualified prospects for free. So Ali, thank you again for joining us. Let's start off by just getting to know you a little bit better. Any fun facts about yourself you'd like to share?
Absolutely. Beside like the technical aspects of the websites, SEO and all that, like on the side, I love cooking, and my favorite dish is shawarma. I made it myself, actually. Of course, I don't have the actual
You
stint
don't have the
at
spit.
home. Yeah, but I do have, like, like just uh like some tools at home. I do marinate it like for 24 hours, put some spices on it, and then I cook it on a saute, and then the next day it's feels so delicious. That's
Uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh.
my
Cooking
hobby.
is a lot like
Yeah.
search engine optimization. You got to run a lot of experiments, right?
Yeah,
It's a
that's my
chemistry lab.
hobby on the side, like after work.
All right. So how'd you come to the credit union space?
Basically, that's a great question. It's all start with the marketing centric approach. I worked in general, like marketing, like in the past, is not about the credit union or like financial institutions, but one of my dreams, like when I was like younger, and I I love to work in a bank or a credit union. So that was actually my favorite. I learned more about them, the digital aspects of the marketing, like SEO, websites, how it work, and that's how I started my role.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Now,
11
BrightStar,
years ago.
based out of Southern Florida, just under $1 billion in assets, so makes it the prototypical U.S. credit union. Only 8 branches. So therefore, online has to be the growth engine. If I remember correctly, you're in Dade County, right?
We are in Broward County in
Broward
South
County. That's
Florida.
basically Miami then.
Yeah, it's very close.
Greater Miami. So, so you're competing with all sorts of financial institutions, banks, really large banks, really large credit unions. Having said this, though, from the data we've seen, working with you for a while now at BrightStar, you consistently generated a massive ROI, close to 18 times the return per dollar spent, from your Google Ads. So, you guys are killing it in digital. Given this digital focus, you've also, been able to get this to work really well because you've been optimizing your financial institution website to not only attract them, but convert them into members. So start us off with an overview of why it's so important to optimize the website, Ali.
Absolutely, Carlo. Uh, Website is not like like set it and forget it. Like website, it required like a monthly maintenance, it required like engagement, it required enhancement. So it's, think about it as your digital like whole branch, like digital
Mm-hmm,
branch,
mm-hmm.
which is totally different from the physical branch. When you have members in a credit union, you have members like who search online for your services. They might find you on Google, then go to the physical branch, but they might not have the time to like in do a transaction or get a loan or get a new checking or savings or any other products. It's easier for you to present like these things in an online website. It could save time and resources. It's also cost effective when it comes to the website
Mm-hmm,
organic
mm-hmm.
traffic.
That's terrific. So I think you're hitting on something that one of the recurring themes in the series is the significance, the importance of sustained small incremental gains. So if you can, book a 6% gain in efficiency every month, behold, a year later, you're running twice as hot.
Hmm.
And we've seen that with you over a year with constant improvements. You doubled the performance of your paid ads in terms of total ROI per dollar spent, especially when compared to the competitors in the industry. So you're able to increase the yield of your paid marketing efforts by making the small incremental gains on a sustained timescale and closely monitoring the results with our platform. Before we dive into the how of these impressive results, could you start a little by telling us a little bit about your organization and how your role is structured? Because you don't have a huge team, right?
Absolutely. My role at BrightStar Credit Union involve crafting and executing like strategic plans to grow for our website, optimizing the digital campaigns and enhancing the member engagement by leveraging data-driven insights, and involve like some innovative tools like Alpharank, Google Analytics, Google Webmaster Tools. I ensure that every like marketing effort that goes to the website are not just effective, but are also continuously evolving to meet the dynamic needs of our members and the competitive landscape. At BrightStar Credit Union, BrightStar Credit Union is a member-focused financial institution dedicated to providing a comprehensive range of financial products and services. Our mission is to offer a superior value and services to our members through competitive rates, like personalized member service, and innovative financial solutions. We are committed to helping our members to achieve their financial goals and improve their overall financial well-being.
Terrific. So getting the most out of organic, critical. So start us off. I mean, the very first step of making sure that you're getting enough from organic is keyword analysis. So tell us about what you do on a day-to-day basis to ensure that you've identified the right keywords.
Absolutely. Because my role is like vital to the digital landscape, is becoming like the most touch point when it comes to the keyword analysis. I utilize currently the Google webmaster tools to research for keywords by looking at also the Google keyword planner or the trends. So we take these keywords, like see what members are searching for, like the best checking account nearby me, or like trying to find like some alternative, like what is the best rate in this town. So we take these keywords and then we convert them into like landing page, and then improve the user experience of that landing page. And then not just having the information about the product itself, but then an opportunity for the website visitor to apply or to open an account after they get the information.
All right. So if I can sort of try to sort of boil it down for people who don't have as much experience as you. Google Trends to see what people are searching for. Then Google Search Console to see what people are searching for that takes them to your website. And if there's a disconnect, make sure you're ranking for the keywords that people are searching for and getting the correct intent. Then the next question is indexing. How do you make sure that your site is properly indexed?
Absolutely. Thank you, Carlo, for bringing that up. So basically, I recommend for the audience, the most important pages it needs to be indexed in the Google webmaster tools are the homepage, your services, your products, and the online account opening. And of course, like, these pages are the top hierarchy that you need to focus on, and not technically to focus on the thank you page or the back end of your website, like how you edit your website. If it's a WordPress, if it's a Joomla, it's just for like other content management system that you currently utilize, or any other like framework. You want to make sure not to index these on the search engine, because members or your customers, like, they don't need to find like your thank you page or anything that's trigger like an error page, 404 errors, and just basically try to focus on the product that your visitors are searching for.
So to summarize, make sure that the pages that are at the top of your, let's call it sort of sales funnel. So, join now if you're a credit union, open a checking account if you're a bank or a credit union, apply for a vehicle loan, regardless who you are. Those are the pages you want indexed, and things like thank you pages and other pages that are at the tail end of the experience. Make sure those are not indexed, because you don't want anybody going there by accident. You want them to put them in the right spot on the website. So, okay, so you've done all this effort to get the proper indexing for the right keywords, and you rank highly on all the stuff, so the traffic is going into the right spot. Let's talk a little bit about the importance of landing pages and the amount of experimentation that goes into finding a landing page that works.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the landing pages, I recommend to measure them by Google Analytics and look at which pages currently is ranking high. When you do a campaign, you can even start with like a page that have like a sort of organic traffic. If you see like a good spike on that page, you can take advantage of that page by optimizing the user experience. Like when it comes to give you like an easy example, like for a credit card product, like make sure to highlight the features and the benefits of that credit card, and then tailor it to the SEO guidelines. Like you have like a title, description. You have to have like a meta description in the landing page, because that can tell Google this is more about this page. And you can inject the keywords into the features and benefits of that credit card. So when people are searching for it, it's going to drive more of the organic traffic. And we can even tie it with the backlink to another site, or we can even add like a relative content, or like blog or articles to that page. It helped like to build the internal linking for better.
Yeah, so
Or
you're building authority, and the
yes,
other interesting part is sort of blog pages, and we're talking about blog pages that really sort of focus on financial topics, um, sort of how to manage debt, how to run a budget, how to so maybe optimize your savings using CD ladders. Those kinds of that kind of content ultimately attracts the best prospects, because it's people who frankly have good financial profiles, who are stable, who are looking for more stability, who are looking for more yield. And those are the people you want in your funnel.
exactly.
So let's talk about what you're looking for in terms of benchmarks in search. So let's say you're running a campaign, you're getting a few thousands of people clicking on, let's say, a BrightStar campaign for a high yield CD or a high yield money market account or even a business checking account. What to you is a good benchmark for clicking that call to action and taking that next step, which is starting the account application?
Basically, for that type of campaign, we would set up like a basic landing page with the lead capture. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the easiest way to do it, and then benchmark it on the number of the submissions, or like the leads that you get from that page. And then we can measure like how many completion, like for the lead capture form versus the ones who actually started the form. So that way we can measure it across like multiple channels. When it comes to the organic, when it comes to the paid ad, it's not necessary to start like putting money right away on this
Mm-hmm.
campaign. It's always like good to start with the organic page of that product. And then if you don't see like a good traffic, and then we can put like some budget on the side, and then we can start to optimize it by paid campaign, and
Mm-hmm.
monitor the difference if we see like a good return
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
from that
Mm-hmm.
benchmark.
Yeah, you make a really good point about the interaction between sort of paid and organic. So from our perspective, on a well-functioning paid search campaign, we'd like to see 40% or better of people who have clicked onto the landing page from a, say, Google Ad search campaign to move to take the next step, which is to start an application either for a deposit or loan product. But what's super interesting is, of the folks that don't click immediately through, quite a good number might come back later, but to come back through an organic search. So in your case, hey, I was intent-based search, and I'm looking for yield. I see these BrightStar products, I like them. I go take a look. Well, maybe not today. But then you now been exposed to a brand name. The next time you come back is going to be through an organic search. And it's important to have that, SEO game up so you can catch that free traffic on the second time around and essentially, give your Google ad a second free opportunity to monetize. So tell us a little bit about the specific strategies that you've deployed to be so good. BrightStar consistently outperforms its peers. We've seen this over the last year or so. You generate 24% more web visitors and 35% more application starts per visitor relative to your benchmark group of credit unions. So how have you gotten these results, Ali?
Absolutely. So one of these results is to like what it driven to that sudden result is to enhancing our like website landing pages and make sure it meet the criteria for Google search engine and other search engines that currently in place, such as Bing, such as Yahoo, such as like beside Google. I know Google is still the main dominant, but of course there are like other opportunities to explore when it comes to the search engine optimization. And also one of the things we look at the traffic in Google Analytics, like for overall like website pages, and see which one is gaining high traffic and which one is getting the low traffic. So we take these pages and then turn them into a campaigns. We either like adding like a lead capture form and then retarget them with the different ads. So that's how we actually send them like into like a recurring marketing. So if they come from organic, then they fill out the form. They can either get like a free resources or like a flyer, like on the fly. They get this from the lead generation form, and then they leave us. We target them into an email, then it will convert into organic visit versus like a paid traffic. We constantly enhance our web page, put our branding in like more of the display ads. We also like mix and match between the organic and the paid, but I would say it's half and half. We cannot just like rely on organic, and we cannot just rely on the paid.
Right. Now there's an in-between land between the two, and this is a hotly debated topic. Brand ads. So, on one spectrum you got the pure intent-based keyword searchers like, free checking account or checking account bonus, and at the other end you have organic, and in the middle you got this no man's land of the brand ad where you're basically buying your name, buying your keyword on Google. How do you decide where to allocate resources between brand and intent ads?
That's a great question. Thank you so much, Carlo. It's basically based on like metrics and based on analytics and numbers that we do in-house. We have a great team. Everyone is a leader. Everyone is self-motivated. We do like a monthly report. We do like a KPI indicators like for all type of campaigns that we do, and we measure like the organic versus the paid ad, like to see which one is bringing. See if we see like a paid ad is not doing well, then we inspect like the landing page. So what I tell the audience by that, if you have like a digital campaign is currently running, if you pay for it, make sure to look at the web page. Like, from an SEO perspective, does it have like a value? Like, do you see the customer or the member like will get like useful information from that page? Does it have a call to action? Does it have like a follow-up on that page? Like once they leave the page, what are the next step? Will I get that client or the member, or will they just leave without getting any information. All these tools, if we encapsulate them as one toolkit, it's necessary to measure the performance with the benchmarks, and of course, with the help of Alpharank, we look at the KPI numbers. We look at what brought into a paid versus what brought into the organic. So it's not necessary if you already have your name on Google search, it's not necessary to put like additional spend on your name. You could exclude these keywords from your paid strategy and just focus on your product and services itself and not just on your brand.
Fantastic. So enough about Google. You teased us a little bit earlier talking about alternative platforms. So I'm just going to toss some names out there. Tell us what you think. YouTube, Bing, TikTok.
Thank you, Carlo. All these are great search engine opportunities. It doesn't hurt to have like your credit union or your bank or your any other financial institution on these platforms beside Google. I know Google is the number one, of course, like for anyone who would do a search, go on Google and then search for a product or like best checking with bonus. But also it's a good opportunity to look at your demographic, do some analysis like to your clientele or membership and see what is the threshold that you are aiming for, like what demographic you are looking for. Some demographic might be on YouTube, some demographic might be on Bing, some demographic might be on other search engines, but it doesn't hurt to do like all optimization for different search engines so you can measure in the monthly report to see which one is doing well. Of course, Google will be the number one, but down the road, it is not hurting to put your product and services toward different search engine because you can get a different demographic.
So to get specific, Bing, who hangs out on Bing?
Basically, like older generation seniors demographic might visit Bing that often, especially some web browsers or some desktop are bookmarked to Bing automatically on, especially on some Microsoft based products. You just open your laptop or your desktop and then it goes to Bing right away. So you can take advantage of that type of traffic.
Yeah, so it's basically the old demographic that buys a Windows machine and doesn't replace the default installation of the browser.
Yeah.
Then YouTube. What kind of demos would you get from YouTube?
YouTube is a good for financial literacy videos. If your financial institution have like a sort of videos, sort of webinars for like first time home buying seminar, all these like are great content like for your website. It's all organic basically. Like you can leverage how I can buy like my first mortgage, like how can I get my first a credit card, like I'm new in the US, I don't have a credit, like all these you can take them as a relative content and you can create them as a video and then attach your credit union or your bank name on it and then tie it to a web page that will give you a great organic it's not going to be in a week or two
no
weeks.
This is the long game, but basically what you're saying then is the demo I'm going to get from YouTube is that people who are looking for explainers and how-tos, the learner like mentality.
Yeah.
And then at the other end, we have, TikTok. So what could you expect from, TikTok advertising?
That's a great one, Carlo, and I know it's good for younger demographics. Younger demographics now, they spend more time on TikTok. They go between reel after reel after reel, and then they suddenly see like a card or like a youth checking account or like an influencers who's young talking about what a great points like that might see at this credit union or that bank. It's all tied to a younger demographic, and I think it's a great opportunity to optimize and have TikTok for your financial institution and tie it to your website.
Yeah, it's really scary. I have two boys, 19 and 16, and they come to me with like, "Hey, what about this?" And I go, "Where'd you get your information from?" They go, "TikTok." And it's like, oh. But it's true. That's where they are. So, well, this has been terrific. We're at the bottom of the hour, so we're going to throw it open for questions. So, folks on the call, use the Q&A panel, and as you submit your question, we will, get to it. Oh, we have a question already. Marty, thank you for joining. Hey, Josh, can we unmute Marty? Let him ask his question live.
Sure thing. Hang on one moment. There you go, Marty.
Good morning. Great information so far. Yeah, I was just asking about, let's see, on this question. Hang on a second here.
You made a mention about how
indexing. How do you set up an index? How do you index a page? That was my question.
Absolutely, Marty. It's a pleasure to meet you here. It's all about the Google Webmaster Tools. If your institution have an account with Google, it's called the Google Search Console. That's how you index a page.
Yeah, Marty, that's a really good point. We're going to actually, as part of the follow-up, we're going to send out a short explainer on how to use Google Search Console. But it'll come with your institution's Google account. You can get in there, and basically, Google's tries to crawl the internet. They've been doing that for many decades. And what they'll do for you is they'll tell you how they crawled your website, what they looked at. And when somebody searches for something that Google thinks your financial institution might be the answer, they'll show you where to send people. So we'll get that. Look for it in the show notes.
No, I just was asking, what does it mean to index a page? What does that refer to?
So Google will has a list of all the domains on the internet, and they go to the home page. And provided you have given them permission, and they look for a directive called robots or index on the page, and basically says, does this website want to be indexed? If that directive is there and allows you, and Google's allowed to crawl the website, you'll basically go through every link on that page and every link from pages thereafter, and look at the content on the page and say, hey, this page is talking about checking accounts. So I'm going to put it in my big brain. And if somebody's looking for checking accounts, this might be one of the pages I want to send to them. And when you change the content on the page, eventually Google will realize that the content on the page has changed and go and update its big brain. But through Google Search Console, which is what Ali was talking about, you could say, hey, I've changed the content on this page. I've published a new blog post. Google, go look at this page right now and go update your big brain with the data on this page. And that's what manual indexing is about, and allows you to, push that content into Google right away without waiting for it to discover it.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good question. Next we have Audrey. I will put her in as well.
Hello.
Hi, Audrey.
Hey, I was just curious. I'm an in-house SEO for a smaller bank, and we've been able to beat out our larger competitors. Think, top 5, 10 banks. I've been able to beat them out locally. I'm currently trying to beat them out for big, robust, high keyword difficulty terms. And I'm just curious if you've been able to get that done with your bank, or if you're in a similar position as we are.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the great question. Without like the geo modifier, it's a major challenge, especially against the large the national banks or those who with a massive budget. However, it's possible to gain like ground on some universal keywords, like using a few strategies. And I can give you some like tips and highlight. Focus on like a long like tail keywords and not just like a checking account, because of course with checking account it goes into a pool with other like banks or other like who put more budget to it. Like focus on something like best or like a great checking account or competitive checking account for students, or free checking account with no overdraft fees, something like that. It should
Long
like,
tail.
yeah,
Got
long
it.
tail. It should somehow like help in optimizing the keyword that you can get the result for. And also focus on the content for that, and maybe into a like put it into a blog, or like do like a deep linking with the other like internal pages and so forth. That can help us like down the road. It will help to show up these as a search results.
Fantastic. Thanks, Autry. Thanks, Ali. We got many more. So
Keep it moving. Next, we have Samantha. Let me just find her on the list. I apologize, Samantha. If you see it before I do, Carlo, don't hesitate. There she is.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to know if there were any other tools that you recommend, especially for a very small team that is just starting to work with SEO beyond the Google webmaster tools.
Absolutely. The easiest tool that I can give you, it's called SEMrush. It's a platform online when you can do some keyword research, and you can also utilize the Google Ads, Google Keywords Planner. Like these two tools, SEMrush and the Google Keyword Planner, they work very well together. They give you more research about what being searched, like what that keyword is currently value at, and so forth. These two tools should do that purpose.
and Ali, how do you feel about Spy a Few as well?
Oh, that tool is amazing. That tool you can like spy on the competitor in a term of keywords, but in the reality, you would have to compare apple to apple, and not try not to compare like from like small bank to a big bank, or
Yeah,
or
so don't
not,
go compare yourselves with Bank of America, but maybe some similar
yeah,
sized credit union
yeah,
in your neck of the woods.
yes. So all these tools are great.
All right, could you repeat that name again?
SEMrush and Spy Few. We'll put those in the show notes when we send out the summary email. So
I believe, is
Thanks.
it SEM Rush? Is that how it's spelled? Or
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're running out of tech names these days. I like your other question too that you brought up, Samantha. She asks in the chat, and I'll just say it for you. What are the most important metrics in tracking for SEO improvements that you guys see, and how much time does it take?
The metrics, it's all about the like call to action clicks on like a online account opening, and applying for a loan, or any lead capture form that we take that as metric. And it take some time like to launch like organic SEO. Is not like something that you would take in a week. It will take like sometimes a month or even more for like a better results.
Fantastic. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Samantha, for the question. Thank you, Ali. Now we have, I think next up is Ashley.
Yep. Here you go, Ashley. If you're there, Ashley, you now have permission to talk.
Great. Thank you guys. Thanks for all the good information, Ali and Carlo.
Absolutely.
Really is that I work for a community bank based in Colorado, and we really excel at customer service. And so there's a lot of products that we offer that really only can be offered through in-person interactions in branch. Have you ever run into a situation where you had really good success with the call to action being in-person engagement as opposed to online engagement?
That's a great question, and I will be more than happy to give you like a good strategy for this. When it comes to the in branch products, we all know like some products that cannot be open online, and it required like a branch visits. For these type of campaigns, you can tailor them into like a paid ad or either like an organic a web page, like just a landing page with a description about this CD or description about the business loan, and then have a call to action that goes to either book an appointment or he have like a online lead capture form, and based on that to have like the next part as a follow-up in branch. So that's how we currently are doing it, and it's working like for certain products.
Great. Thank you for the information. It's always a toss up. And then reporting and looking at analytics of in-branch engagement is always a challenge as well. But thank you for your information. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to sort of give a little bit more background, it's essentially like account opening light. For example, in the case of business checking accounts, you can have a simple page, could be something like FormStack or some other form capture, and it grabs the basics. It's not going to grab everything that a full-fledged business account opening has, but enough information so that when somebody calls back or the appointment is set, you can get going, and the prospect feels somewhat bought in because, yeah, I give you some information, not everything, and we're going to go ahead and get that account opened in person. So that's the key. Thank you, Ashley. We have Esteban.
Yeah, Esteban.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, I had a quick question about what exactly do you do to measure the changes that Google does for the algorithm, and how do you tackle them down? How you focus on those?
Absolutely. So basically, we utilize SEM Rush, which is it's like an online platform. It give you like some indicators or changes when it comes to the Google algorithm. I know they change this algorithm every time, but we use these tools to keep up with the new trends, with the new insights about like the how the page is being indexed and what keywords are being utilized. And also we do have like some like it depends on your site platform. If it's based on WordPress, we use some plugins like Used SEO. They do that as well. They have like some integration of tracking which algorithm is currently Google is utilizing, and based on that they do the technical changes.
Thank you. Great content. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We have time for a few more. So can you unmute Latrice, Josh?
Sure. Hey, Latrice.
Hello. I recently got a notification that the Bing platform is going desktop only, and you had mentioned it being earlier. I was just wondering, when we're looking at all the different platforms that we're managing, especially if you're a small shop, taking into consideration what we should and shouldn't be using, what's the best way to analyze what's working, what isn't, and what do you think about Bing? I mean, I know what I think about it, but what's your opinion?
Well, I'm gonna let Ali speak, and then he might speak to give you the BrightStar perspective, and I'll give you a system-wide perspective from hundreds of financial institutions. So, Ali, you can go first.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. So when it comes to that platform, which is Ping, is going to have to be on a desktop only. And the only way to look at like what is working and what's not working for you, it's basically to leverage and utilize the Google Analytics event tracking. And you can do more like a technical type of tracking to see which desktop is like giving you like a high number of visitors, or like which device is currently have like a good spike when it comes to website traffic visits. And based on that, we can do some decision making process like based on these numbers. And of course, is not 100% sometimes accurate, but it give us like a good shape of what will be the next step.
Good, and let me give you the sort of billion data points perspective. And I think the great way to think about it is like, who's using Bing and who's using Chrome. So if you're using Chrome, you're most likely coming from a mobile device, or Google as a search engine. You're most likely coming from a mobile device. It'd be Chrome on Android. It'd be Safari on Apple. If you follow the tech press, you'll have seen that Google was found guilty in a recent trial of monopolizing internet search, basically because they pay Apple billions of dollars a year to be the default search engine on Safari. They pay Firefox billions of dollars a year to be the default search engine on Firefox and Mozilla. So all this mobile traffic is coming in through Google. On the other hand, who uses Bing? Like we said, is people who buy their computers at Costco and buy a Windows machine and then just plug it in and use the default browser. So from Bing, you're mostly going to get widescreen type prospects and an older demographic. So that's who you're going to get. And if that's who you want, and your website's not great on mobile, but it works great on widescreen, then Bing is the way to go. Now, all this is going to change, especially with this new wave of generative AI, as people get away from traditional searches and start using these LLM type searches. So meta.ai, if you haven't tried it, check it out. We'll put that link in the show notes. But it's the Facebook's new approach to try and peel off some of the search traffic. But until Google gets broken up as a result of this trial, it's really your most useful dichotomy is I want widescreen older prospects, Bing. I want younger mobile prospects, Google. I want very young and 100% mobile prospects, go to TikTok. So that's the way we would think about it based on all the data we've seen, Latrice.
Thank you.
All right, we have time for one more, and then we're going to let Ali get back to his day job. Ryan Lucas, you're the last caller.
Yes. So our credit union was encouraged to have our execs start authoring blogs, whether they ghostwrite them or not, just to have them attributed to our executive crew. Is there anything that they should be doing with their web presence, like putting keywords in LinkedIn? Should they be writing blogs for other websites? Anything that we can do that would help sort of improve Google's view of them as authorities in order to help out the authoritativeness on our website?
Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to answer, Ryan. Thank you so much for the great question here. So everything it's helpful. Like when they post on LinkedIn, it's great to post like an article, and then in that article you can include the website of your financial institution. And of course, if you have like on your website as a blog or as a landing page, if you have like a bio information about who is posting as an executive, that can help and leverage and build a Google knowledge graph, which like a knowledge panel. When they search for the executive, and it can link or reference some of the executive article from LinkedIn. And also you mentioned, can they post on other site? They can post on other site that have a good authority, because this can build like a good backlink to your site. It can
In
create
fact,
more
I
trust.
would take a step further, Ali. I recommend that they, that the credit union and their execs have a presence on Substack, and then you can cross post those Substack links into X, into LinkedIn, and have the Substack then lead back to the same post on the blog, and then you're going to grab all the audience that comes into Substack, which is high authority, and funnel that into your website. So we'll make sure we cover that in the show notes as well. Give you some examples of folks using Substack.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, now we are at time. So Ali, let's wrap this up. I know you're loving your role at BrightStar. You can't be recruited. So if you could just give us the top 3 tips for SEO greatness for the audience.
Absolutely. It was such a pleasure, like, to have this great webinar today, and I appreciate everyone's time, because everyone's time is very important. My 3 tips for like today's webinar, it's like the first one I always say, like, don't be afraid of trying like a plan C or plan D. If plan A or plan B it doesn't work, feel free to create like a different landing page, and look for like how members or customers are visiting your page and interacting with it. Like, do some A/B testing for like a particular campaign. Try to do also something different. If Google adopt like to new changes, new algorithms, make sure you have these like up to date, because a website is not like you just open like a physical branch and you just wait for customers to come, but it require you more engagement and more updates. And my second note, utilize like tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs, SpyView. Like these are great tool for your financial institution to look at what others are using when it comes to the keywords, how you can leverage and like build like new keywords to your existing site. And my third one is to be patient when it comes to the SEO. SEO, it take time and its cost effectiveness. It's not something that can build into like a week or days. It take more link.
It's like bodybuilding. It takes
Yeah.
time, and it takes a lot of reps, and it takes a lot of sweat in the gym. You're not gonna
Exactly. Yeah,
there's
it's
no magic shortcut.
Yeah, it's not like a paid ad. You just make a boost ad on Facebook or like on Google Ad, and then you suddenly start to see results. So these are my 3 tips.
Fantastic. Ali, it's been such a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for being generous with your time and with your expertise,
Absolutely.
sharing it with the audience. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much, Carlo. Thank you, everyone.